All right, welcome to Vintage Weights PGH. I've been messaging with this man. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Brian Fleck. I'm the owner of Weighted Out. Rob has been awesome. He's going to do a project for me, I hope. And
Yeah. So it's nice, you know, Home Gym Con brings people together in the home gym community, and I've been messaging, and now it's nice to actually meet you in person, sit down, talk a little bit about Weighted Out, because I like the history of things, and we've got something interesting here. So before we get to this project, I'll come back to that because it's a pretty cool project. I'll give you a little preview so that you stay in the video, viewers. I'll be taking home some Weighted Out to do a restoration on, so I'll show you that in just a minute. But first, what are Weighted Out plates? So how did this come about? What's your company all about?
yeah, so being Vintage Weight Plates, we're only 3 years old, so we're not too vintage yet. But you know what? One day we'll be around and we'll be vintage. So, but it came out. We again, we're making some weights for the local community to help out with, and I had manufacturers that I knew that can help me out with things. And turned out people were looking for these for years before the pandemic. So there was a market that wasn't being hit with solid steel. So we got into it and just keep going. We changed all the coatings up to make them the most durable coatings on the market. So these things will not rust for the solid steel, and they're impregnated into there. After 3 years of research, I finally got something, and it's going to continue adapting and evolving with customers and exactly what they determine the future, right? I'm not the one determining the future. The customer's the ones bringing it to that spot. So without them, I'd appreciate everything. It's awesome that what everybody's done.
Yeah.
So, but that's really the history.
Well, the coating is a good segue to this project. So let me get this up here. So it's one of your first plates. And how did this come back to you? So this went away and then it came home. So how did this come back?
This was the very first plates we made, the very first 45s. And you could see, some people like it, some people don't. The COVID 2020, so it's got that little history behind it. It will be vintage eventually. Hopefully we can forget all about it. But this came back to me on Facebook Marketplace. I just happened to look. Yeah, I know. I just happened to look right on there. Just, I don't know why I was looking on Facebook. I saw this on there. I was like, hey, that's my weight plate. That's my first one. Why did I get rid of those? I needed to have my OGs, but I didn't keep
some
one.
Company history, nice memento.
So I went back to my customer. So I'm like, I'm giving you my money back, and I'm taking these back. Awesome. He was actually about an hour and a half away from me, so I drove out there, grabbed them, and I said, thank you. He's like, I just didn't need these more. I've got too many. So
over the last 3 years, you've gotten a new coating on this, but this was, like you said, the first iteration, so the coating wasn't as good quality, the clear coat. So I can already see like some in the handles here, spacing has been chipped coming up, but this is the real concern here on the back. So I would guess that the coating was stripped off just by use or by anything else. There's some scratching, and then there's some rust that's been forming. So what I'm going to do, Brian, is take this home, and in my garage where I do my restorations, I can definitely, without a doubt, knock off that rust. What I'm curious about and what I'll experiment with is the best way to match it with what exists of the original clear coat. Maybe we should take that completely off and just have bare steel, because your plates are steel, but you also have cast iron now, right?
Yeah, we do have cast iron now.
These first ones were steel.
These first ones were steel.
You still sell the steel plates.
Correct, yes.
So since this is steel, I'm really not sure, but I'll experiment with it. I'll do the best I can and then get it back to you. It'll be a fun project to kind of mess around with.
Is this your first time doing a solid steel plate?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I do think it'll be easier.
Yeah.
Because it's just much easier to sand down. You're not going to lose any of the, you don't have to worry about crevices and everything, because it's pretty simple. It's very level substrate. So the only thing I'd be worried about is since these are welded in, because that was prior to engraving, and we're learning if these get sanded down too much, they'll go away. So that's going to be interesting.
And that's pretty cool. These are welded in, the lettering and numbering, that then, not to go too hard, not to sand them off. Let's keep that.
Yes.
But no, I've only worked on iron plates. I've worked on plenty of steel barbells, though, steel dumbbell handles. So I've worked with steel, just not a steel plate. So that's also a good challenge for me. So thanks for bringing me aboard. And, I'll be in contact. In the meantime, if you're curious about weighted out plates. You can go to the link in the description of the video to check them out. I'll drop all your social media, your website,
I appreciate that.
Stuff.
Yes.
Hey,
thank you
so
much, Rob. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.
All right.